Good morning, everyone. Great to see a packed room here and a few more people trickling in. Welcome to the ET Masterclass on the art of storytelling for business leaders. I'm Rahul Jagtiani, your host for the day. You know, when the team at Economic Times asked me to host this two-day masterclass, my first instinct was, I'll think about it, let me get back to you. And then I looked again at the topic, the agenda, and the speakers. And my next instinct was, I might need this more than anyone else in this room. Because I'm not just an MC. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a podcaster. I've been a travel show host, a travel writer, a journalist. And for the longest time, I've struggled to put together a coherent story as well. When people ask me, what exactly do I do for a living? And here's a very personal example. I was sitting across the room from a potential client, showing him this wonderful deck we'd made at my company, Plush Plaza, where we produce a line of travel and lifestyle accessories. I was showing him a few products, showing him a few swatches, and telling him this product is the hot seller. And I could tell he was bored. He just couldn't wait for me to finish my coffee and leave. But then I told him how I tested that particular product during my travels, how one of my products saved me a couple of €100 in excess baggage fees, and how I'd also produced a travel show, and visiting new places inspired a few of my designs. And that's when his eyes really lit up. He smiled a bit more, he started opening up a bit, and dare I say, even my coffee tasted better. And he wanted to actually help him plan his next trip with his family. Needless to say, he's also become a client, and more importantly, a good friend. I realized that I couldn't win this guy with a fancy PowerPoint presentation that I spent a lot of money on and ached on every detail, from the font to the color, but I could win him with my own narrative. I believe that leaders who understand this are able to build organizations that are fundamentally stronger than those who don't. And that's why we've invited 4 extraordinary gentlemen to join us in this masterclass to help discover that leader in each one of us. You're going to hear from a man who's advised the most powerful CEOs on earth, from a poet and lyricist who spent 50 years proving that the right words can stop a country in its tracks, and from a chairman who's built a consumer goods empire on the back of stories told at scale, and from one of India's most respected learning architects, who we're going to see a lot more of throughout the day today. So let's get going with our first session of the day. Our first speaker is a man who's got over 20 years of training and coaching CXOs and founders of Fortune 50 companies, startups, and PSUs. He's done it all. He's a top 10 leadership coach and trainer and has helped clients with strategy, curating organizational culture, and leadership repertoire. It gets a little bit more impressive. He's a leadership coach on call for BMW, Coca-Cola, Google, PepsiCo, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Lenovo, ByteDance, Amazon, Diageo, Embassy of Denmark, Volvo, Sterlite Tech. I'm running out of breath. And he's also the co-founder of Open Brackets Learning, one of the very few Indian origin companies with clients, coaches, and their presence in Australia, the US, the UK, UAE, Japan, and South Asia. You don't get this far unless your storytelling, communication, and influencing skills are exemplary. And we are so proud and so honored and thrilled to have him here with us as a key facilitator for these 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Viraj Kalra.
Man, well done, Rahul, for hyping me up and for this beautiful start to the day.